Greetings. Today I'm dropping down to the stream below my house here, and well, I'm going to put out some cameras and see if I can't catch some bears trying to catch some salmon. The early salmon run has arrived. Not the main run, but the early run. So there's quite a few what we call summer chum in the river. And there's some Dolly Varden and there's some pink. So after I find a place and put up my trail cameras to look for bears, well, I'm going to stick the camera I've got into the river, and we're going to see what kind of fish are hiding around. The river is dropped, it's quite low. So the fish will be bunched up in little pools or hiding under log jams or something. Let's go see what we can find. Lots of noisy ravens. They're all talking this morning. They're all talking on the Raven hotline. Hey, Raven, salmon are in. Yeah. Fish spawning down here. Right down here already. They're moving up the river one or the other. Ravens. The ravens. Making all kinds of noise. Now, we have to figure out where we're going to put these cameras, and wait, I just stick them over there maybe. Yeah, we got a few salmon here moving around. And that one over there. And a little chum salmon. I got some up here too. I think there's a chum salmon over there. I guess it's okay to come through here with the underwater camera maybe, huh? Oh, look at them in there. Yeah, I'll come back here with the underwater. There's a bald eagle over there. Should be, no, we'll just look around here for a while. Decide what we want to do. These are the early fish. Come up around 1st of July. July, I think 19th or 20th today. Oh! Bear got him. Chum salmon. That's why they're so nervous about me walking around. I see where he's been coming out, but I've got some tracks over there. But yeah. Early chum, called summer chum. Quite a few of them this year in this area. Usually there's not very many of them. There's a bunch in here. Boy, look at that hole there they've dug out already. Gotta watch it so you don't fall in them. Yeah, they're all Sumer Chum, I think. All scurrying around here. Boy, they sure got it dug up for chum. It's more like king salmon beds. Here's the king. Oh, there's another one down there. Oh yeah. That one been bit good, huh? Chum salmon. The bear's sure been eating on that thing. Must be a good place to put a camera. Oh, we got this dug up. Move a lot of ground. Both cameras over here. Yeah. Well, trying to find the right kind of tree. Supposed to be a good spot. Yeah, these are all chum salmon. That's a lot of Sumer chum in here. Well, I have to set this camera up somewhere here. Yeah, the early chum salmon or dog salmon, they're not real big, not much bigger than the pinks. They come up here in the river in July, spawn and leave. The main chum salmon run, they'll show up here later, into August, September. A lot of them can come in September. Every once in a while you hear a clicking noise or something like that. That's because I accidentally hit my camera on a rock. But look, there's Dolly Varden in there, chum salmon, odd pink. It's amazing how many fish are in these tight little spots underneath logs and brush and undercut banks. Wow, look at all the small fish. The really small fish are salmon fry, coho and king salmon fry. Pretty cool. I decided to set up my trail camera up here on this side creek, mainly because the creek's so small that most fishermen won't come up here to look around. So I won't get any people on my camera. There are people trying to fish the river now off and on. So I think I'm going to stick it on that tree up there. And I've seen a couple of different bear tracks right in here. And 2 or 3 fish that have been torn up and eaten by bears. So good spot. That's real challenging for me. How do I hook up my camera right and get it pointing in the right direction? Okay, look at all the different camera angles. Zoom in, zoom out. I could do this with that 360 camera because the camera is shooting 360 degrees around me. And so when I get the footage at home, I can aim the camera to the direction I want it to go using the software on the computer. But there's just me here. Nobody's operating this camera. It's just leaning up against a tree. These new cameras are just amazing. But look, I can do all this when I get home with the computer. So that's what this 360 camera can do. And well, I'm going to play around with it even some more and see what else it can do. One thing I do wish I had now was the cameras come with little Wi-Fi mics, so I could put a mic on me and be talking, and then the camera would be shooting from a distance. Maybe someday I'll get myself one. But look, I could just move this around and post. It's amazing. Here I am dropping my underwater camera at my feet here. Look, you can see my boots. I'm just amazed at how many different fish are in here, but at the same time, how there can be so many fish in such a small place. There's a little cut bank back there where it's kind of dark, but every once in a while you can see salmon fry. But yeah, this is really a very small area. We've got some chum salmon swimming around. Some of them are digging in the gravel and getting ready to spawn. Others are pretty tore up. They get fungus and stuff on them because these fish do die. Whoop, there goes pink salmon. There goes chum. Chum's got the little black stripe across them, kind of. The summer chum do. The fall chum have more like reddish bars across their sides. But you look real close, you can see small little fish swimming around down there. Some of them are Dolly Varden, and some of them are little fry, salmon fry, coho, king salmon fry. Even little Dolly Varden go by. Sometimes I see something that looks like a rainbow, which would be a steelhead. A few steelhead do spawn in this stream in May, but they have to stay in the fresh water for about 16 to 18 months. It's amazing watching these fish scooting around fast. They don't like me being up above them here. They think I'm a bear or something. I don't blame them. There's quite a few of their buddies all ripped up, tore up, and bleeding on the bank. Fascinating watching the fish. What's really strange is that I can stand up next to the pool and I can look down and I can see the salmon. But you know, I can't see the small Dolly Varden and other fish. It's like they blend into the gravel. I don't know how many are in here until I drop a camera and have a look, and then I'm surprised at how many there are. Yeah. Pulling the camera out now. Just that tiny little hole there under those logs. Couple big chum salmon underneath that log. There's the Dolly Varden. Splash down again. I get a different angle here. I'm hitting the rocks with the camera. Not good. Not a good thing, but I can't judge distance. Wow, there's a lot of little fish there to the left.
There's eagle feathers all over the place here. Beach covered with them. I guess nobody comes back here to collect them. Only Alaska natives are allowed to collect them. I hear the 12 o'clock plane taking off, or 10 o'clock. I don't even wear a watch. I don't know what time it is. Okay. Yeah, that's eagle. And then over here, you can sure tell that right there is a big eagle tree. Yeah, look at all the eagle feathers. Little ones too. But look at all the eagle poop. I sure take sitting in that tree. Wow, looks like somebody went in here and yeah, looks like somebody went in here and whitewashed the salmon berries. Wow. Yeah. Many people go over here, I guess. We're really close to town. This is an old stream bed here. Actually, I could see houses up through there, so that must be Price Street over there. Yeah, eagles like that dead tree. I see eagles now, but I see a lot of ravens. Well, let's go back over here and have a look-see. And then head home. I see a couple people up there dropped into my fishing hole over there. I had the camera over there. Now we got somebody fishing. Really black looking. That's really black looking bear poo, my gosh. You know what the heck he's been eating? Garbage? Look at that stuff. Horrible looking. Jet black. Yeah, must be fresh blueberries. We picked some in our backyard. Peggy made blueberry muffins yesterday, so I guess they're getting ripe. What happened when I first came to town, the river was over that way. And now it's been slowly changing course. Here where it's been the last few years down this way. It's filled in. And now it's all coming over on this side on the Indian River Trail. Trail's right over here. But that's not a good thing because it's going to start already. You can see it happening down there. It's cutting trees. They'll fall over and the river go that way a little farther, and pretty soon it'll be over there in the subdivision. So this is not good. The river's moving more on this side of the valley. Well, I'm walking my 360 camera down with the on the end of the pole right over the top of the river here. See what I can see. Kind of gives you a different angle of looking at things.
A lot of salmon in this little stretch here. I'm holding the pole in my usually right hand, but sometimes my left. But that's why sometimes it looks like my hand is deformed. I've actually got my hand around the pole, and the software for the 360 camera makes the pole disappear. Amazing what we have now. Man, I wish I had something like this 20, 30 years ago. But here I am just kind of walking it down. The camera's actually in the middle of the river, just above the water. I'm walking. That's why it's going up and down. Trying to walk on these rocks. Deep spot over there underneath that big spruce tree. There's a whole bunch of salmon in there, so I'm gonna drop the camera in there, the underwater camera, and see how it works. See how many fish are actually in there. There they are there. Hiding down underneath. Wow, some big Dolly Varden in there too with them. Chum salmon. It was a really good sized Dolly Varden. 14, 16 inches maybe. Oh, big old male pink salmon there swimming around. Humpy they call them. Trying another little spot here and see what I see. Yeah. Look at all the Dolly Varden trout. Good grief. I walk along there and look in the water and I don't even see them. They just blend right into the rocks. All I see are salmon. Stick the camera in the water and all of a sudden it comes alive with fish. Oh, I had a big school of them in there. Oh, the chum salmon's chasing them. These Dolly Varden are after those chum salmon eggs. They're going to gorge themselves on eggs here for the next 2 months before some of them head up the river to spawn the trout. Trout survive and come back, but the salmon all die and rot on the beach. There goes that big pink again. Pretty soon, another week or two, there'll be thousands of pinks in here. There'll be pink salmon everywhere. Walk across them. A couple of chum salmon here, been spawning. Well, I hope you enjoyed this this video I made. I've got more on my channel. I just finished one here the other day, a couple days ago, about doing a hike up to Heart Lake. Well, look at all the fish over there under that tree. That tree's got a hang. The water cuts in underneath of it, and there's fish back up in there. I can see them clear over. Undercut banks. I'm kind of nervous about my camera. Some of the salmon are already getting fungus and starting to rot away a little bit. Mostly pink salmon in this group. That's fun to watch them scurrying around. I've got other video, underwater video. I took some a week or two ago in the Indian River Gorge here in Sitka, and you might want to take a look at that. I've got some more underwater footage. These fish are pretty nervous because the river is low and the brown bear are active. Don't expect to see one out here. I always go out about 10 in the morning, and then it only lasts a couple hours, maybe to 1 in the afternoon, and then I head home. There's too many physical problems. I don't last long. But the best time, the reason I go out that time of day is I'm least likely to run into Bruno somewhere, big bear. I wouldn't be walking up and down along these areas at 5, 6 in the morning or 9, 10 o'clock at night. You're liable to find a big hairy friend. Yeah, so many of them moving around in there, they're stirring up the bottom a little bit, the sand. Wow, a lot of different fish in there. Look at this, Dolly Varden and salmon, and there's one there, a big gouge in his side. That's probably from a seal. The seal and the sea lions hunt these things before they come into the river. One dead one down there already. I don't know if he was killed by a bear or... Sometimes the bear will jump on them and bite a big hole in them, but they still get away and die later. Wow. A lot of fish. I don't see any king salmon yet. I saw a king salmon the other day when I was down the gorge. Oh, look at him stir up that bottom. Pretty soon the whole river's going to be full of fish like this. That almost looks like a king salmon there, that brownish one. I can't tell. Some of the chum get that color too. Wow, there's a lot of fish in there. Going back and forth. There'll be so many fish spawning here that I've seen the whole bottom of the creek just red from the eggs laying around, didn't get buried. A fish spawns and buries his eggs, and another fish comes by and digs them up and buries theirs. Yeah, that last segment of video, underwater fish, was taken right there underneath that big spruce tree it's overhanging. You look down the water, you see a few salmon, but you have no idea how many are down in there. Or that many trout or Dolly Varden. Right there and down in there, that's where they're at. Yeah, another video of my legs and pulling the camera in and out. I've got it on a pole. It's about 10, 12 feet long. Here's another spot along a cut bank. A lot of Dolly Varden in there. And a few pink salmon. Yeah, it's amazing. You're walking along and you think there's a couple of salmon in there, and then you drop down and look, and oh my gosh, there's fish everywhere. Yeah, mostly pink salmon here. Wow, one big old chum all beat up already. As the roots of another tree, the river eventually cuts in underneath these trees and leaves spot like this for fish to hide. Yeah, another steep little bank. A couple of fish in here, a couple of pink salmon. Nope, a whole bunch of pink salmon. Nice big Dolly Varden in there. You can see the little white tips on its fins. The Dolly Varden sure get pretty when they get their fall spawning colors. Yeah, look at the way those fish are living underneath that big tree root. Like I said, the river's pretty low right now. We'll be getting some more rain in a couple days, and it'll bring the river back up and start to bring those main run in, which comes in about somewhere between the 1st and the 10th of August. Literally thousands of them. I dropped the camera into this little fast stretch of water, and I couldn't see these fish looking down, but because of all the bubbles in the fast water. But as soon as I dropped the camera down, well, wow, there's fish in here. There's Dolly Varden right there. It's just a tiny little spot. Oh, chum salmon in there. Couple of chum salmon here. Like I said, this spot is not more than, I mean, I look under the logs and things that are really not hardly any water at all. Look at these guys living under these logs. A whole bunch of Dolly Varden under there too, off to the right. Look at them all. I mean, this little stream here is about oh, look, there's a piece of plastic or something got washed down. And, oh, there's a piece of metal pipe. Who knows where that came from? Probably when this area was logged 50, 60 years ago. But see, they're just tiny little spots, but you drop down in there and there's fish. Look at them. It's amazing how they can find places to hide during the day. Towards the evening and dark, these chum will go back out on the flat areas and they'll be spawning. Not only the brown bear go after them, but the bald eagles do too. Kill them. Well, look at the beautiful colors on that old fish. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll have more coming, so just come to my channel. Check out this flat area here. Look at that. See, when you're looking down, I didn't see any fish, but you get down underneath and look, and there's all kinds of things going on under the water. Yeah, I see fish over in the distance. Little specks of things floating down on the surface. Other things rolling around on the rocks. Yep. Well, oh, here comes a couple of salmon. The first one on the left is a pink, and the second one is a chum, or dog salmon. Call them dog salmon because they feed them to their dogs up north, Yukon and area. Wow, that's interesting. That log there looks like it's been sawed off at one time. Oh well. Anyway, I better say goodbye now so I can eventually get this video done and up on YouTube. And thanks for watching, and hope you find them interesting. Until later.